making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
And welcome back to Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Steve Swat. We're coming to you on location from the beautiful campus of the Chico Boys and Girls Club. And we've been talking to various city council candidates for the city of Chico today, and one of them has stopped by to chat with us, and that's Scott Gruendl, who is not only a candidate, but he's a member of the city council running for re-election. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. Glad to be here.
Let me ask you the same question I'm asking really everybody is, I guess, why should voters retain you for the city council?
Well, what's most important right now, I think, is to have experience, because experience is necessary to deal with our budget issues that we face during this economic crisis. I mean, if you were on a ship in the middle of a storm, would that be the time that you'd want to change a crew? Of course not. So it's no different here in the city of Chico. I've got the experience to keep the Chico budget balanced, keep a reserve for the budget. That's critically important. There's a lot of issues around that, including asking our employees to give concessions, and it takes experience to get that done. It's also really important that experience plays a huge role in working with the business community in order to continue to create jobs in our community, local jobs, good jobs, protect our local businesses, and most importantly, deal with major land use issues by keeping Chico compact, which is real important to stop urban sprawl and, more importantly, to save taxpayer dollars.
Well, that last point, let's start with that first. I guess that's part of the general plan as it's being reviewed, and basically the city of Chico wants to sort of devise a roadmap where it wants to go over the next 20 years. And do you think that general plan is okay? I mean, is there too much urban sprawl in there, or what should the city do in that regard?
Yeah, actually, this is the first general plan that we've had. It's the second one I've been directly involved with, but it's the first one that we've had that really maintains a compact urban form and really looks at redeveloping the interior of the city, looking at vacant land that already exists within the city limits to create housing there, rather than creating new growth areas outside the city limits. Now, it does include new growth areas as a safety valve to assure that we always have adequate land, so we don't drive up the cost of housing, which is critical to the citizens that live here.
But if you look inward for your growth and you go up a little bit and infill, as you talked about, you want smart growth, and so you want to put the businesses in the residential areas where there is access to transportation.
Exactly.
Chico doesn't, correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't really have a light rail system, though, does it?
No, we don't have light rail, but we do have a pretty extensive public transit system that we continue to expand. All of our local students can ride it for free. That was actually a program that I helped create actually before I was elected to office, so that's really important. And it's important that we create those infill opportunities to enhance public transit and to increase the ridership. We also really believe here in the city of Chico about what we call multimodal roadways. So we're also focusing on bicycle access and pedestrian access as well, and not just the automobile.
You're the finance chair for the city council.
Correct.
You've gone through a number of very, very difficult budgets, and we were talking off camera before we started this interview that you believe Chico has a systemic problem where you just have too much more spending than revenue coming in. Give me your budget priorities. Obviously, you're going to have to make cuts or find new revenue. What are your priorities?
There's a few there. Number one is to keep the City Chico budget balanced, which we successfully have done even in the midst of this economic crisis. In fact, we have other communities that call us and ask us how we do it. And one of the ways that we've been able to do that is not only by cutting costs across the board and containing operational costs for the city departments while maintaining adequate levels of service. We've done a great job of working with our bargaining units and getting cooperation from our employees to cut either their salary and wage costs or their benefit costs, and they've been very cooperative on that front. We've also been very successful in generating new sources of revenue. For example, we have one of the largest solar arrays in the United States at our water treatment plant, and that directly reduces PG&E costs that we have to spend on keeping our infrastructure running. In fact, we generate enough power out at the sewage treatment plant that we save enough money to actually hire a couple of police officers.
All right. Well, unfortunately, we're out of time. There are many more issues in the city council race that we'd like to have talked to, but we just can't get to it. But Scott Gruendl, thanks for coming by and talking about your candidacy and what's going on in the city.
Thanks, Steve. I really appreciate the opportunity.
All right. And thanks to our viewers, of course, for watching Comcast Newsmakers. We'll see you next time.